Good morning, YouTube. I know it's been forever since I made a video. Not that I haven't had things to do, I just haven't had a whole lot of time. Real life has really been kicking my ass this year. A lot of projects, but just not a lot of time for other things. My father was battling some illnesses for the last year, and he recently passed. So we got other things now to do. Obviously fixing tractors and doing hay is one of them, and all the other stuff. Been pretty fortunate. The bikes haven't been breaking down much, so I haven't had to do a whole lot of fixing other than minor tinkering. So hey, that's actually a good thing. Bad that I don't get to make a whole lot of videos, but good that I don't have a lot of work to do on them, and it means my fixes are working. But Dad passing has given me a few new projects. Behind me here, that was Dad's 1980 C3 Corvette. Been sitting in the shop for 9 years. The last time it was played was 2011. I brought it home, cleaned it up, put a cover on it. And there she is, pearl white. But anytime you store a car for that long, it's going to have some issues. And this one's got a whole host of electrical gremlins like you wouldn't believe. I've been locked out of it twice because the power door locks don't really work. Well, they lock good, they just don't unlock so good. Interior light stays on all the time, drains the battery, so you got to disconnect it all the time. Got a little bit of body damage from the last time he drove it. He blew out a rear tire and cooked the quarter panel off. He started to fix it, never finished. When you're in your 60s and you got some bad knees and stuff, you know, these things happen. So that's one of my projects. I'll take you over here and show you my other. I'll save you the walk. So there's my other project, 1982 Jeep CJ7. Dad had that longer than the Vet. I went with him the day he bought that, and it was a bit of a rust pig. But of course, you know, Dad was a body man and mechanic, so it was no big deal. Of course, he was, I think, in his late 50s when he bought that thing, so he was a fair bit younger and didn't mind doing all the work. Mechanically, it's pretty sound, as you can see. The body, not so good. Okay, those things, they don't like Canada winter. We put too much salt on the road. Not so much anymore, environment being what it is and all that stuff. But he was a snow plower too, right? So he'd go out in the mornings before there was cars on the road to do the salt and the snow, and so he wanted something he could bust through the snow with, and that was it. He's got some good 31s on it, but the body needs some work. From the firewall back, that's a fiberglass tub that he put on. So you never have to worry about that, but pretty much everything else. So like I said, he's got some pretty decent 31s on it. I was debating just scrapping the old girl when I first seen it, but you know, there's a good half-inch of tread on these things. What I don't like is the frame. I don't know how well you can see that. I'm trying not to get it in light, but there's not a whole lot holding that together right now. You can see both sides completely gone, broke on the bottom. And of course, the front spring shackle mounts way up ahead of it, so you got a busted frame section in between your suspension here, which is never a good thing. So I'm going to look at fixing that. Trying to find a used Jeep frame is, you know, I can get them out of the nice parts of the continent down there in southern United States, but to ship it up here to Canada, it cost me twice as much as the frame would. So we're going to look at some options there. See, he made his own bumpers out of an old piece of channel iron. Doesn't look like much, but damn, that's a solid bumper. But he liked his little knickknacks and such. Cheap little lights and crazy ass wiring. Fenders are toast. I guess at some point the mirrors rotted out. Here's a little piece of angle bracket from the hardware store. Wipers, not really. The springs are all gone. Cracked windshield. This door was stuck closed, but I managed to get the lock mechanism apart and fix that. You see the weather stripping is completely gone. So that's keeping nothing out. Inside is a travesty. They put power seats in. I don't think that's standard. That's all my tools. I had to get the door panel apart while it was locked closed. No dash pad. Seats have seen better days, but they work. Yeah, it's been used for storage for a while. All right, pink fuzzy dice. Well, black fuzzy dice. The back frame here also pretty scary. You can see where the frame rotted out from here back. He made this piece out of a 2x2 channel. Heavy wall, it's pretty solid, but I don't think that would ever pass safety check, which you do have to do up here in Canada. I don't know where some places if you don't, but so that's got to be redone. So now I got the back frame and the front frame to deal with. These tired old springs. But again, as you can see here, fiberglass tub. That'll never rust. So with some of the, well, most of the fiberglass tubs, I notice you don't get a tailgate, and that's fine. Kind of silly little tailgate really when you look at them. The paint is amazing. It's I think he just brushed on primer and that left it. As you can see, I've been WD-ing everything to get it working. You can imagine that would drive you bonkers. Oh yes, this is his washer fluid jug. Yes, that's actually a bottle just strapped to the firewall. So like I say, she runs pretty good. I've been spraying WD on things because I gotta rip this out soon, but let's say the 258 AMC, what is it, a 4.2 liter 6-cylinder inline. Great little motors, pretty beefy I guess for a 6, but I've had a few of them over the years. He took that crappy friggin' carb off of it. It comes with these bloody things, and he retrofitted that Ford Motocraft on there. Those are actually better carb, but it's got some wicked vacuum leaks. Doesn't want to idle. And a lot of that could be the 15-year-old gas that was in the tank. I put some fresh gas in it. I've been trying to run the crap out of it, but well, the EGR certainly isn't hooked up to anything. So we got some vacuum leaks to deal with. I'll look at some options there. Changed the valve cover over years ago because they leak like crazy, the old plastic body or plastic ones. And as you can see, the wiring is a goddamn mess. You're probably saying, what in God's name is this? Well, as I was saying, he was a snowplower for a long time. He had this brilliant idea that he was going to put heated windshield washer fluid. So he used a piece of copper pipe and wrapped it around his heater hoses all the way up and then back to the windshield. So when he turned it on, he'd get warm water on the windshield. I don't know if it worked or not, but it's a pretty interesting makeshift concept. But I know the brake lines are shot, fuel lines are shot. There's a lot of things that are shot. You leave something outside for, I don't know, a decade plus, it's gonna happen. So anyways, that's what I've been up to, and that's what I'm going to be up to. My goal here is to get this old Jeep restored up and driving in the next month or two. Fitting tribute to my old man. I'm going to try to make a little video series and everything I do. First step, of course, is to go bumper to bumper and make up a complete list of everything I'm going to need, and it's going to be a big bloody list. And we'll do it up in a nice video, and be driving this thing by the time the snow hits. Join me for the ride.